Hi, I interviewed Ivana Seed about food. She said that cooking really relaxes and she enjoys doing it. I asked her what type of things can she cook, and she answers that she likes baking desserts, for example, cake, pies, and those things. In the third question that I said to her about what kind of food are popular in her country, she said to me that first of all, tacos, they are so popular here in Mexico. Also, Ivana said me maybe it's not important to our culture to have dinner parties or isn't like formal dinner parties, but we like to dance and those things at night. Finally, I asked her if she prefers to eat with other people or by her own, and she said me that it depends what kind of people. For example, she enjoys eating with her family, but she doesn't really feel so comfortable with friends or with the boy she's dating.
So the first question I asked her was if in her community was acceptable to be late, and she answered me that in her culture being late was not acceptable because people can think that you are not responsible and you have no values, and in some cases the society also thinks that you are reflecting your family, so they doubt about the values that represent you. The second question was if she have ever been late, and she told me that yes, that when she had problems with her things and she have to wait for it to fix them, so she have been late for her appointments or dates, but generally she likes to be at the right time. And finally, I asked her if how do she feels when someone is late for an appointment with her. So she told me that she likes to think that they had an urgency before met them, so she doesn't have too much problems with that because maybe one day probably it will happen to her.